Good morning, all. I welcome you all on behalf of EGS Technologies and Dassault Systems for this webinar on managing multiple CATIA V5 release efficiently. And I know most of you works with different OEs, so that will be a very great session for you all. And I would like to introduce today's speaker. He is Mr. Rupesh Popade from Dassault Systems. He is working with Dassault for about 5 years now, just completed 5 years, and he has a rich experience of managing multiple large CATIA accounts, CATIA V5 accounts, 3D experience, and obviously EV platforms also. And if you want to know, he's a very keen and avid mountaineer. He loves tracking and those kind of stuff. Is adventure sport. So just to start, I'll quickly run through our portfolio about EDS technologies. So we are a company we started incorporated in 1994 to focus on PLM solutions, sales, implementation, and support. With proud, we can say that we are platinum partner to Dassault Systems for continuous so many years now. Largest PLM and engineering solution provider in India, supporting about 1,500 satisfied customers all across India. And to reach out to our customers, we have offices at 11 locations. You can name all major auto OEs and auto hubs. We are right from Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore is our headquarter. Gurugram, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, and Noida. We are present. So if you have multi-site, we can easily collaborate with all your locations, and we are doing so. And we have a dedicated sales support, marketing, customer satisfaction, audit teams to address customer PLM business and support requirements. So support is very critical for us, and we ensure that all our customers are satisfied and happy, and whatever solution we are providing, they are utilizing to the fullest. Uh, so I would like to invite Rupesh to take the discussion forward. Thanks, Rupesh.
Thank you, Ankesh. Thanks a lot. Can you just confirm you are able to hear me?
I can.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this today's webinar on a very critical topic, that is how do we manage CATIA V5 data from multiple releases. So as Ankesh said that, I have been working with multiple automotive suppliers across India. And we kind of do a study with our existing customers, and from that study we understand a lot of challenges what our customers are facing day in day out. Specifically, we talk to the design teams as well in order to understand the ground level challenges. And one important challenge that we come across is basically how do we manage data from multiple CATIA V5 releases. So one important challenge is, the designer is not able to identify the CATIA V5 release of the saved data. So what happens is, if I'm not aware of the last save release of that particular data, I might open it on a higher release and modify it and save it back, right? But then in that case, the data becomes useless for the lower releases of CATIA V5. So for example, if the OEM environment asks me to work on R27, that is CATIA V5 6R 2017, and if I use R28 environment in order to modify that data, then I will have to basically do the rework and create that data on R27 once again in order to share it with the OEM. And we have heard this particular challenge a lot of time. Also, one important challenge faced by customers is not able to compare two different versions of data. Most of the time, you receive multiple iterations of the data from the OEM, and what is being changed, because the data is huge in terms of geometry, in terms of size. So in that, even if there is a small change, there would be a revision, and then you spend good amount of time into identifying visually what is the difference between the two iterations. again, managing multiple releases of CATIA is a challenge from an administration point of view. You need to deploy multiple releases client. Also, you will have to do the environment setting for multiple releases. And of course, collaboration is one important topic. I think in given situation today, it is it has become of a prime importance that earlier, the designers used to work within the office next to each other, and in that case, collaboration was possible. But now, many designers are working from remotely, and that's where the challenge is, because access to the data, access to the licenses, access to the environment, and ensuring that you're not modifying someone else's data is really a big challenge. So these are the few key findings, typical findings which are related to today's topic, and these are the challenges. If you're facing, then I think you are at the correct location. So you will discover what is the solution in order to address these challenges. So when we started interacting with automotive suppliers, what we did is we created a methodology and we kind of showcased this methodology and tried to see the suppliers are adopting this particular methodology. What it says is basically to work on the one standard CATIA v5 release across all the projects. So how does it go is once you receive the data from the OEM, you can use, if it is from a CATIA v5 data, you can use certain cleaning utilities that are available, like CAD DUA, or if it is from neutral file format, then there are built-in translators which you can make use of and bring that data into the common CATIA v5 release. And then if there is data quality issue, then there are multiple options available. Say, for example, there is a manual data cleaning is possible using surface design techniques. And also there is automated workflow through surface healing, using which you can clean the imported data. And then once the data is imported, it's on the consistent CATIA v5 release, you start working on it. Okay, so that becomes your WIP data. And once you're done with your modifications and you want to share it for the manufacturing downstream departments, or to your OEM for their review and confirmation, in that case, if you are product owner, then you may want to basically remove the sensitive information from the data and protect your IP. So in that case, there are tools available in CATIA v5, what we call it as product data filter, using which you can remove your IP and securely you can share your data with the OEMs. Okay, and then from any release of CATIA v5, you can basically use the downward compatibility tool in order to downgrade it to the required level from which OEM is working on. Or if it is required, then you can export it into the built-in data export translators. So all said and done, yes, I think there is some challenge in terms of downgrading surface data from higher CATIA v5 release to the lower CATIA release. And if there is a surface data, the bypass, most of you are aware that use a neutral file format, and then you can open it into the required level. So this is what we showcased, and we checked the feasibility with the suppliers. But we could get a feedback from our customers, that is automotive suppliers, that there are multiple environments that you need to work on, and OEMs, specifically OEMs ask you to work on these multiple environments. I'm just for your information displayed a list of which all OEMs are working in which all releases of CATIA v5. That's just based on our information. Basically the SRs which are being raised on that particular environment. That's where we are paged that particular data, and it is basically based on 16th of December 2019. So it might not be the latest, but it basically showcased that right from R25 till R30 now, there are multiple releases, multiple service packs and hotfixes are being used. Typically, in order to ensure the data consistency, OEMs, and if you are sharing data with the parameters to the OEM, then you don't have any other choice, but you will have to work with the multiple CATIA v5 environments, and that's where the challenge is. More so, in last 6 months, we have seen our customers facing a lot of issues, challenges in terms of working remotely. So when we basically deep dive and understand what kind of challenge it is, so typically there are three challenges in terms of working remotely. The first one is the access to the license. Most of the time what is done is there is a dedicated license server on which the license is requested, and then since you are working inside LAN, you can ping that particular server and fetch that license, and you can continue to work. But when it is working from home or from remotely, you're not able to go to office. In that case, the license has to be available from remote location. In that case, there are two options available. One is basically you can offline the license and take it on the local machine, or you connect to your company network through VPN, right? Then another challenge is accessing the data. Okay, so the data is most of the time stored on the central file repository, and in order to get access to the data, you should be always connected to your company networks through secured VPN and the stable internet connection. And the third one is access to the application. So in order to run CATIA application, definitely you need a good hardware, and moving that hardware from office to home and from back to office, from home to office, it's really a challenging, and there is a concern about the protection of the company resources when it is basically moved out of the company premises. So typically, in order to work in such a situation, what you need is a stable internet connection, and then secured VPN connectivity, and the workstation at designer site, right? So we'll see, how do we address these challenges. But one solution that we have suggested multiple solutions, but one of which is basically you can have either on-premise or on-cloud access to 3DEXPERIENCE platform, which can what it can do is it can basically secure your data. You can access your data from anywhere outside. Okay, so that basically addresses one of the point. Second is connection to, if it is a cloud environment, then without getting into the company VPN, you can basically access that particular data. And of course, there is a high-end security and access control mechanism which is already put in place for our cloud servers, so you can make use of that. And also, instead of having basically the centralized license server, you can get those licenses on dedicated laptops or dedicated workstations, so that you don't need to connect to your company network. You can work remotely from your home or from your office, wherever you are. Okay, so let's see how this particular solution works. So I have recorded a demonstration of how we work with multiple CATIA v5 releases while accessing the environment on cloud. Okay, so this is the user interface that you will see when you log into 3DEXPERIENCE platform as a designer. So there are multiple dashboards, configurable dashboards are possible. So typically I'm showing a dashboard for a designer. Okay, so in this what you see is there is a widget called as Product Structure Explorer, and there is another widget called as 3D Navigate. Okay, so I'll come to that, what you see in these two widgets. But one important point here is this is completely browser-based application. Okay, so we don't need any client installation in order to visualize that data, or in order to organize that particular data. Okay, so also there is a authentication mechanism, which I said. There is a two-factor authentication that you can set it up so that you can authenticate the device from which you are accessing this data. Okay, so and then this this is the visualization of the data that you get. For example, okay, this is the Products Structure Explorer widget, which will give me access to the product structure information for my data, and this navigation window will give access to the visualization of the data. Okay, so you can do multiple tasks using 3D Navigate, wherein you can do measurements, or you can do for different checks you can do in this. Okay, one important information that is shown in this is basically we have configured a column which showcase what is the last save release of that particular data which I'm working with. Okay, so this is my first information. In order to work with that data, or in order to open that data, today there is no possibility that I can see which release is being used in order to create or modify that particular data. So since I have this information, sorry for this. So since I have this information, I can take a decision that which release I am going to use in order to open this data. Okay, so similarly for another set of data, I can visualize what is the last save release. Okay, so this is basically a parameter which we have configured, and it fetches information from my CATIA data. Okay, so what we will do is just to keep for the sake of simplicity of the demonstration, we will use this small subassembly of a fastener. Okay, so directly from the 3D Experience platform itself, I will be able to open my CATIA V5 data. Okay, so now when I say open, it will go and start a launcher. Okay, so this is a very important utility which will help me to map the OEM environment for which I'm working with. Okay, so that designer, even if he is not aware of which release I need to use for which OEM, this utility will take care of it. So administrator can configure this utility, and it's very easy to deploy. You can deploy it at all the designers workstations, so that once they see this, without knowing what is the release for a specific OEM, they will be able to launch the correct environment in order to modify that data. Okay, now if you see here, we have just done this mapping for a representation. This is not the exact mapping. It can be configured as per your requirements. So for example, for a specific OEM project you're working on, there is a defined release, so that can be configured. So that's basically one-time administration activity. So you select different OEM environments, and if you see here, this CATIA V5 release is getting updated. So as per the mapping, whatever OEM environment that I select, the specific CATIA V5 release launched. Okay, so the first thing is basically I will be able to see what is the last save release of that particular data. What happens if I So there are three different use cases I will be dealing with. So first is I try to open it on the lower release. So as you are aware that it's not possible to open CATIA v5 data on the lower release, you will get an notification and data will not be loaded into the environment, right? So the other thing is I use the same release in just like last save release for that particular data, and I try to open this CATIA v5 data. Okay. So here you see the data has been loaded in CATIA v5. Also, what we have done is we have created few utilities within CATIA v5. So for example, the data is already loaded and I didn't observe what is the last save release in the browser. So is there a possibility that I can cross-validate within CATIA environment whether there is any mismatch between my data which is loaded and the CATIA v5 environment in which I have loaded this data. Okay, so there is a utility which can basically gives you a feedback about, say for example, in this case, the system configuration, that is the CATIA v5 is R29, and the file release for last save release of this particular file, that is data, is R29. So this matches. So this is basically a kind of clue for the designer in order to continue working on this particular data, so that you can avoid version mismatch. Okay, now what if my project requirement is on a higher release of CATIA v5? Okay, so in that case, what you can do is you can duplicate the data that you're going to modify, okay, and you can save back that duplicated data on the higher release, so that the lower release data is still available for that specific project for which it was created earlier. Okay, so you're basically solving two purposes. You are able to modify it on the higher level, as well as you are keeping a copy of it on the lower releases for existing project. So if you see here, what we have done is we have loaded that data into R30 CATIA v5 R2020, and the file release is R29. So there is a conflict between CATIA v5 file and the environment, right? So that's where we will be able to validate. Now what we need to do is still I need to modify it. So before modification, what I need to do is I need to duplicate this data on the higher release. Okay, so this is the data which I'm going to duplicate. Okay, so within CATIA v5, when you are connected to 3DEXPERIENCE platform, you get an opportunity to manage the data, and from there you will be able to duplicate this data. So I'm saying duplicate data. So what I'm doing here is I am mentioning the release. Okay, so all the title for the data will be prefixed by the release information. So you can basically change it as per your company standard or whatever practice that you define. Okay, so once this is duplicated, I can go ahead and I can modify this particular data. There is one more thing that I do here is basically I tag this particular data for the higher releases, so that the property that we see, the last save release property that we see will be available for this data set as well. So now what I've done is within my database on the server, I know that there are two data available for this particular assembly. One is on the lower release and another is on the higher release. So how do I identify that? And if there is any modification on the higher release and I get it done on the lower release, is there a possibility that I can compare these two data, these two assemblies? Okay, so in 3DEXPERIENCE platform, there is a widget called as compare wherein you can compare the product structure for for old assembly and the new assembly. So when I try to explore this particular assembly using the compare widget, it automatically shows me there is a 2020 prefixed assembly is also available. So you can directly select it from here. So this is basically kind of intelligence built into the tool. If I select a specific assembly and if there is a relation, two types of relations are possible. One is revision relation, another is duplicate relation. So if it will identify and it will show you related sub-assemblies so that you can select it and you can compare both the versions of that particular assembly, one on R29 and R30. Okay. So right now I've not done any modifications, but if you do any modification, you will be able to visually see also, what is the geometrical change done in that particular assembly, sub-assembly, or the component that you are going to compare. So similar approach can be used for various other use cases. So one use case that we received, I think, and it is applicable to many of you, is I want to define raw material size for my given data set. So for that, what we have done is we have created a macro within CATIA V5, which kind of captures the raw material dimension for a component, and it is stored as a property, and that property can be basically configured in this product structure editor. So for example, if you see here, all the components in my assembly are tagged with this information, which is height, width, and length. How it helps is, I can go ahead here and I can basically export this data in a CSV format or in Excel format, which can be used for further downstream operations. So for example, if you want to put this particular data into your ERP system, or you want to share this data for your tool room or for your for manufacturing department, be able to communicate this information. And of course, this exported report is it can be configured. Okay, so the report, the columns in this report, you can configure on your own, and you can change the required fields as per the requirement. So this is quick demonstration about this particular solution. So it brings in a lot of value for designers, design teams, specifically in the automotive supplier space, who have to work with multiple OEMs with multiple CATIA V5 releases, and it kind of facilitates the way of working, and it avoids rework. Apart from that, what are the benefits that we are talking about is, specifically if you are looking at, so there are two ways to have this solution. One is on-premise and another is on cloud. So if you are accessing this particular solution on cloud, so you get the benefit of business continuity on the go. Okay, your servers are not affected because of any natural disaster as such. Okay, so there would be always an access available for your servers despite of the natural calamity, and we ensure rather there is a point in our service level agreement that we ensure 99.95% availability of our servers to our customers. Okay, so it is basically 24/7 access from anywhere. Then another thing is low cost, total cost of ownership. it's you don't need to set up the hardware servers or software prerequisites uh, at your place, at your premise, in order to run this particular application. Okay, you just get access and you start using it. Okay, the rapid return on investment, it's basically a very quick deployment. The moment the PO is received, we start working on deploying the environment for you, and within a day or two, we will be able to deploy that environment, and you can start using it, you can start accessing this environment. Of course, multi-location real-time collaboration is required in today's situation, because the teams are located in the multiple cities. Say, for example, most of the design teams, while they are located in Chennai, Pune, or Gurgaon, Noida, but the plants are at different places like Sanand, Pantnagar, Rudrapur, right? So in that case, if people are accessing that particular data from multiple location, if it is on cloud, it helps a lot. You can get easy access to the data. Of course, I'm reiterating this fact that it is secured, and it is protected by your login credential. So it is as secure as your internet banking. Okay, so how do you have access to this particular environment? So there are a couple of offers available, using which you can get access to this environment in order to manage your CATIA V5 data on cloud or on premise using 3D Experience platform. And we will be able to help you configure these systems what we showed, which basically helps you to manage multiple release data effectively. Okay, so if you are using say CATIA V5 configurations like MD2s and HD2s, so you can basically upgrade to the engineering excellence packages, okay, which are like CAT MSc or CAT ME. So EDS team and myself, we will be able to happy to explain you the other benefits of these packages. So apart from what we talked just now, there are benefits like you will be able to do the kinematic simulation, you will be able to do the space analysis, and then for specific packages, the healing assistant capabilities are there. So there are a lot of values that these packages brings on top of what we discussed just now. And along with that, the offer allows you to get access to 3D Experience platform either on premise or on cloud. Apart from that, looking at the COVID-19 situation and the challenges what our customers are facing, we have come up with the business continuity offers as well. And one important business continuity offer here is basically highlighted is 3D component designer for PLM services. So what I just discussed, connecting CATIA V5 to 3D Experience platform is available through this offer, that is 3D component designer for PLM services. So if you need to know more details about these offers, or you need to know more details about the technical capability of the solution that we discussed, you can always get in touch with EDS team, and we will be able to help you out with. So this is it from my side. Okay, Ankesh, Vivek, you are there? Hello.
Yeah, yes, Rupesh.
Yes. So this is it from my side. Anything you want to add, or can we take questions from the attendees?
Yeah, I just you move to next slide so that the attendants can have our contact information. And yes, there are few questions in the chat box. I still request all the attendees, please post your questions or so that we can answer them